lot of videos from everybody, even people from Belgium. They're doing submission only. I didn't even know. So there's videos everywhere. But we were really, and it was hard to pick one that I really liked, but you know, with all the different submissions. But there's one that stuck out like in colors. And we're really happy to have Joe's family here today to present the award, and they'll be here every year to present the award in Joe's name. And we're happy to have his mom and his family here. And
so this is a tough one for me because I've known Joe I knew him over almost 20 years. And I mean, he was honestly, when I was like a blue belt, one of the first guys I ever competed with, and we just got along really well, became friends, and trained together, and he was just always such a great guy, and to see him taken from us at, you know, such a young age, and such a you know, he was an athlete. He was a pro fighter. He did jiu-jitsu. I mean, he lived a good lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, and he just passed. So this one's really tough for me because it kind of makes you sometimes realize how precious life is and how fragile it is. And at any point in time, it can be taken from you and taken from your family. So this is kind of not only remembering Joe as an individual, but also remembering how fragile life is, and to just enjoy every moment, and you know, don't take anything for granted because it can be gone very, very easily. And I'm very happy to have Joe's family here, and I'm very happy to present this and keep Joe's name alive because he was a good friend of mine, and you know, if you can't remember and let your friends be remembered, then it's like, well, what are we doing this for?
I knew Joe from my early days in competing in high school gyms as a white belt, blue belt, purple belt. One of the first things I ever read on the internet about me that wasn't about my homosexual. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Here I go. I knew I was gonna. Joe Camacho, he was I think the first guy to ever say anything positive about me on the internet. I'll never forget that. He was talking about the twister and how much he loved the move. And then he started fighting in MMA. He fought in King of the Cage. And I was a commentator for King of the Cage, you know, and Javi was fighting King of the Cage. And me and Javi and Joe Camacho, we came up. It was, you know, Dean Lister, all of us. BJ Penn was in the Bay Area. It was me, Joe Camacho, Javi competing in the same bracket, same tournaments coming up. And then I watched Joe Camacho and Javi Vazquez fighting King of the Cage, and I'm commentating. And I think that's the big time already. I can't believe I'm watching these friends of mine make it in MMA. And Joe, one thing about Joe in the cage, he really did have heart. I commentated his fights, and that guy was an incredible guy. And the last thing he told me was, it was at the Dream tournament over there at John Ramirez School at Newbury, and he said, you know, Eddie, I think I'm just gonna focus on jiu-jitsu. You know, no more striking, none of that, just grappling, just jiu-jitsu, you know, and he just had a reborn passion and love for the art that we're all here for today. And I'll never forget that, and I'm so happy that Rose Gracie is keeping his name and his memory alive, because the way he went, any one of us could go just like that. He didn't have a disease or anything like that. It just reminds you of how lucky you are to have people you love and your friends. You just, if there's anything at all positive about something tragic like that happening, is that it reminds you that the people you love are all you have. Material things really, you know, it's cliche to say it, but you need to be reminded over and over again that it's all about the people you love, and that's what moments like this, that's all we should think about, is who is important in our lives, and be grateful and appreciative for everything you have. Thank you.
Joe Camacho is a very good friend of mine. First, I want to thank Rose for
taking the time to do this and to honor people and to do these things that are so important. Joe was a really good friend of mine. We trained together at the Submission Factory, the old school back in the 90s, and you know, he was somebody that I always learned from. He was always excited, always teaching new techniques, always seeing things. But as we traveled and had this fun, this interesting life of this sport growing, I learned a lot from him on how to enjoy these moments. Like, hey, we're involved in something special, and to promote ourselves and to conduct ourselves like professionals. And after he's on the mat, he's done with that, but now he's ready to go live some life and really about how to enjoy this ride. And I mean, it was just amazing. I was still just so shocked to realize that he was gone. Just like Eddie had said, that he lived a good lifestyle, and it's something that can happen to any of us. And it makes us, like he said, it's these relationships and the time you spend on this earth and how you spend it is what's most important. And yeah, thank you for honoring his family.
This is Joe's parents.
Yeah, hello everyone. First off, I'd just like to say thank you to all the Jiu-Jitsu family. Anybody that knew my son on the mat or off knew that he had a tremendous heart for the sport. Nothing he wanted to do more than get on the mat and roll around. So, no, just what can I say? You know, we loved him. We love him dearly. We miss him tremendously. It's an amazing thing to see, you know, his name still alive in the sport. Thank you, Rose, for all that you've done.
All right, guys, with no further ado, after watching all these matches, there was no brainer that the match of the year was Grace against Alicia at EBI 3. So Grace, here. And I know Grace does not like this. I know Grace, I'm gonna make a very short promise. So presented to Grace Gundrum for displaying the most amount of heart in your match at EBI 3 on March 22nd, 2015. This was an inspirational performance, and we're glad to have you representing the submission-only movement. Thank you, Grace, for training so hard and leaving it all on the mats. Much respect. I doubt Grace doesn't want to say anything, but she's really appreciative for sure.